Hello everybody and welcome to the Lazy Dog Farm channel here on YouTube. My name is Travis.
I'm Brooklyn.
And we're so excited you found us. You may have seen me on another gardening channel, but this is where you'll find us from now on, right here, growing our own food.
Our family.
Our family, yeah. We have two little boys, Abram, who is 5, and Titus, who is 3, which are very rambunctious and wild, and most of the time are not wearing clothes. But you'll see them in a lot of the videos.
Hear them for sure.
Hear them. They're very unpredictable. And we can't always get them to cooperate. So you get them involved in the garden where we can.
Yes.
So as I mentioned on this channel, we're all about growing our own food. We have a 2-acre homestead here with about 10 different garden plots where we grow a huge variety of different things. Why is it important that we grow our own food?
So I think this started back before, I think I was probably pregnant with Abram when I started doing so much research into food and sort of how we fuel our bodies. And you can get overwhelmed super quick about everything.
Information overload.
Yes, sure. Information overload. And you could probably get a lot of anxiety because you're like, oh my gosh, am I never going to be able to eat McDonald's again? And that's not what we're about. Our children get Happy Meals. They still eat M&Ms. But we definitely try to give them the cleanest food possible that's in our control that we can. So that's why you see the type of foods that we grow is for our family, because we want to keep us healthy. We know it's been sprayed on it. We know when it's been picked. We know who it's been picked by. We know the kind of seeds that we've used. And that's just really important to us in a world where so many other things are out of your control when it comes to your nutrition and what you eat. And if you just look on I was in the grocery store today buying French fries. What do you think is normally in French fries? I was like, oh, just be potatoes. No, there's a list of ingredients this long, and it just shows you of how much easier it is. So it's work, a little bit more work, but once you can do it, how easy it is just to go to your backyard and pick your own spinach or grab your own mulberries or figs or whatever. You know, once you get settled and have that, you literally have your own backyard grocery store.
That's right.
And it's incredible.
Yeah, we use that hashtag a lot on a lot of our social media stuff, hashtag backyard grocery store, because it really is nice once you have it all going, just to be able to walk out the backyard. You know, a lot of people try to do meal planning and stuff, and we try to do a little bit of that, but it is nice just to be able to walk outside and grab something and switch it up a little bit. You don't have to plan as much when you always have stuff readily available.
Yeah, that's true. And if you do meal plan, you just meal plan about what's in the garden and what's fresh at that time. That really helps cut down on your food budget. I'm not saying overall, like of course you have a little bit of money that goes into seeds and things like that, but with any hobby or anything where you're trying to better your family, there's always a little bit of cost involved like that. But we just find it so important to us, and it just makes us feel better about, you know, what we're putting into our bodies, and we love being able to offer it to our friends and family and give them a lot of our onions. Like, we plant way too many all the time.
Always plant way too many of everything.
I like to call ourselves the vegetable fairies, because sometimes people just come home and they'll send a text and be like, did you drop some onions off at our house? Yes, we did.
Out that way.
Yeah, we did.
You're welcome. Out that way.
So that's been the great thing. It's just nice to be able to give, you know, away what we have plenty of. It reminds us, right when we moved in here, people used to just stop by all the time. This is my dad's childhood home. And I think that's something very normal for whenever you live out in the country. People just come, you know, stop by your house. So it feels a little bit reminiscent for us to just be able to drop off some vegetables to our friend's house, because that's what happened to us when we first moved in. So we enjoyed that.
Sure. All right, well, let's kind of pan out a little bit and tell you a little bit about the history of this place that we call our homestead, and show you a little bit about the garden that we have here. So as I mentioned earlier, we have exactly 2 acres here. The house, the barn, and then 2 acres of land, all total, and a lot of that is garden. And we moved here back in 2014, and since then we've cleared some trees and stuff and added more garden, but it wasn't always as much garden as you see now.
No, it wasn't. So this is my dad's childhood home that he grew up in. My grandparents were both big farmers, and all the land around us is farmland that is now owned by different members of my family and used as farmland. But what's funny is that where we currently have our garden is where my dad said that my grandparents had their garden as well.
Yeah, he had some old photos of them growing in the same spots we grow, which is pretty cool.
My grandmother passed away when I was real young, so I don't really remember a lot of her out in the garden, but Dad told me a lot of stories. But I do remember my granddaddy out there with sweet potatoes about this big. They were huge. So it's so nice to us, or it just means so much to me to be able to have these spots out here that I know that our family's been gardening on for years. And another few things we kind of inherited by coming into this house is some fruit trees that already been planted and producing really well. So we have blueberry bushes that have been there for years. My granddaddy planted. We have pomegranate trees, which we cannot figure out. They are they look beautiful, but we don't know what to do with the fruit. So those, we're gonna scratch those. We have a beautiful old fig tree, huge.
Yep.
Produces so many figs back there. A mulberry tree, which a lot of people don't have very much of anymore, but that is great. And then a crabapple tree.
Yep.
So that's just stuff that we didn't plant that's here on the land.
And we've added some thornless blackberries and fig trees, and we'll be showing you all those throughout our journey here. So this place kind of changed it around. When we got here, there was a little work to be done, but it's been our home for 7 years now, and we really enjoy being here and being able to grow our own food on this property that her grandparents grew their own food on way back in the day.
Yeah. This is our sweet, sweet Stella dog. We have not had her that long. She's actually a family member's lab, but she is so sweet. And right when we got her, Travis said, "Brooklyn, she's not allowed inside." And I was like, okay. And then within a day, I hear Travis saying, "Brooklyn, get her inside, there's a storm." So, needless to say, Stella has really enjoyed sleeping in the laundry room and in my living room rug and anywhere else. If she's not in the house with us, you can find her in the garden and underneath your feet nonstop, or trying to steal ice cream out of the children's hands. That is her new favorite pastime, is licking their popsicles.
So this is Bella. Bella is a Boykin Spaniel who's about 11 or 12 years old. Brooklyn had gotten Bella right before we met, way back in the day in college. And so we have had her since she was a tiny little puppy. This breed of dogs is, I believe, originated out of South Carolina. The Boykin Spaniel did. A lot of people use them for hunting dogs, but she is straight lap dog. She'll do a little bit of retrieving, but she's never really been trained to hunt. She's kind of real shy and timid, and she does get nervous when the kids start making a lot of racket. But she's a sweet dog, just a good inside lap dog. She don't like riding in the car, just likes kind of laying around.
This is our beloved Tiger cat. Tiger was supposed to be a barn cat and does a great job of hunting rats, but loves to sneak in the doggy door, and you frequently find her in one of the children's bed or in Titus's room in his chair. That is her favorite spot to lay. So we found her at a grocery store, and Travis was out of town, and we I don't know what I thought I was gonna say, but I just was gonna sort of pretend that cat had just shown up because it was like this real tiny skinny cat with no tail. But of course I forgot our children would notify Travis immediately that we had gotten a new kitten, and we had. And she has just been the best kitty cat ever. Is fine with the dogs, but is the #1 rat killer. So you'll see her in a lot of the videos because she likes to stalk in the garden. Okay, and this is our last animal. This is Chloe cat. We got her from the Humane Society because we were needing something that was bigger and full grown to help kill some barn mice out here. And y'all know how annoying those little things can be. They're eating up our drip tape and like to munch on all the, vegetables in the garden. So we got Chloe right before we got Tiger. And she went from a super scared, fraidy cat to just the best cat. She only stays outside. She never sneaks inside. And she is just so good and loves to kill a rat as well. So bird, whatever. But these are just, if you don't have a barn cat, you got to get one because they are ideal for your homestead.
So as I mentioned earlier, we have 10 garden plots here on our 2-acre homestead. We have these 6 in the front here, and we have 4 plots in the back. These 6 plots in the front are all the same size. The 4 plots in the back are slightly different dimensions, but each plot is approximately 1,000 square foot each. So if you sum all that together, we have about a 1/4 acre total garden. So of our 2 acres, about 1/4 of that is occupied by garden space. Brooklyn stepped in dog poo. She's over there cleaning it off. It happens.
I didn't used to happen until we got Stella. Okay.
Stella hasn't quite learned.
Poop in pine straw.
Poop in the pine straw. Don't poop where people are walking.
Jeez.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. So because we live in South Georgia, we are afforded a warmer climate and we're able to grow food pretty much year round. There are a couple months in the dead heat of summer, I'd say July, August, mid-September, through there where we can't really grow a whole lot. Besides that, we can grow food pretty much year round. For instance, right now we have tons of different stuff in the garden. We have onions, leeks, garlic, flowers, herbs, watermelons, potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, peas.
That should be a song.
Beets, spinach.
Need to add a beat behind that.
Yeah, reminds me of that song. You remember that lady?
Yeah, we're going to play that.
Yeah.
I got
peas, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb. Yeah.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
Anyway.
Oh, we got all that. What you need, we got it. We got it.
So we're always got something growing in the garden, no matter what time of year it is. And that's the great thing about this channel. We're going to be able to show you gardening year round, 24/7, 365, all the time.
Okay, y'all, so this is so funny. When we moved in, we were over here just sort of trying to like put some new stuff in. We're like, what is this? Y'all, it's like an old phone jack, my dad said. It don't look like a phone jack now, but that's what it used to be. He said that my granny had a phone right here, of course, with like a 2-mile long cord. Because she said that that spot where Travis just showed y'all was her personal garden. Granddaddy farmed a whole lot of this and had cows and other animals behind the house. There used to be a second old barn that got taken down. I was probably in my 10, 15, something like that. It got destroyed. But her garden was right over there, and Daddy said that she did that so she could answer any phone calls. You know, if her aunt called or sister called or something like that. And I just think it's so funny to imagine her over there trying to pick sweet peas while she's on the phone with this real long cord. So that's what it's there for, you know?
Okay,
oh dear,
Bubby.
that's okay. Sorry, we always have like an emergency where a child is telling us something.
It's not really an emergency.
Well, of course, I mean, they're like faux emergencies. Like the dog is now ate his push pop, or the Doritos have fallen on the floor, or there's like dirt on his hands. See, now we're getting told about the dog eating Doritos.
So why do we call this channel the Lazy Dog Farm Channel? Where'd that name come from? Does it have any meaning? Well, a little bit. So we've always grown a bunch of vegetables around here, and we used to sell these vegetables. We used to have kind of like a CSA, but not really like a CSA. We didn't require any money up front. We just did a weekly vegetable bag and sold a lot of our produce pretty much year round.
Yeah.
That way. It was pretty successful for several years.
Oh, for sure. We had a lot of customers.
Had a good time doing it.
But it is a lot of work to harvest that many vegetables, to have that kind of variety and enough variety to support how big we had gotten.
Right, it just got to the point where on the weekends, that was all we were doing, was harvesting, packing vegetables, and we wanted our weekends back. So we decided to stop it. We still kind of grow the same amount of produce, we just give it away now instead of trying to sell it. But when we had that weekly vegetable bag operation, it was called Lazy Dog Farm. This is our sign that we used in the yard for that. And so that's where we got the name. We just carried over the same name. There you go. So no real crazy story there. Just what we used to call our vegetable bag operation.
Yeah, vegetable bag. It's a real official name.
Real official name.
Is that a cricket, Travis? Watch out. Where'd it go? Yeah. It's a big old cricket. Don't eat it, Titus. Some people eat them.
I wish we could keep it.
Just I'll grab him.
No,
Wow, we got Titus's hair. It's a Titus's hair.
Oh, cricket head. Cricket head. Cricket head.
Titus, you want me to get him out?
Yeah, get him a tiger.
Get him to tiger?
Yeah, a tiger.
He's probably stuck to all this sticky stuff in your hair.
Get it a tiger.
He gone.
I'm Abram. I'm tired.
How old are you?
I'm 3. I'm 4. 5. I'm fleeing.
What do you like to eat out of the garden?
Mulberry.
Tata, how many you got?
2. Only 2.
You gonna eat them?
No, I don't got So many.
Okay, what are all our pets' names?
The Tiger the cat, Chloe the cat, the dog, Bella the dog, Griffin the fish.
Who's your favorite cat?
Probably the tiger cat. I like Chloe and cat and Mo. Do you know who's my favorite thing in the world? Redfin.
Redfin? Can you tell me about Redfin?
Redfin's a beta glowfish, and he like to swim around. But when the lights shine on him, he turns different colors. But the light isn't changing color anymore.
All right, that's enough about us. Let's go see what we can find to eat in the garden today. So we obviously grew way too many onions, but the good thing is they store for a while. You know how we tell if they're ready, Bubby?
Yeah.
If they're falling over. Do you see any that are falling over?
Look at this one.
No, that one's not falling over yet. Come over down here. Let's see if we can find one over here.
Is Lisa falling over?
Yeah. Do you see one? There you go. That's a big one there. Can you get it?
I think I can.
Oh, shake the dirt off of it.
Oh, doing this.
Good job. Is that a big onion?
Yeah, the biggest one I ever seen in my life.
Yeah. What about some onion rings? Didn't that be good? All right. Let's go get some spinach. You know how to cut it?
Look.
Good job. There you go. Daddy's going to cut with his knife. How about that?
Yeah.
You remember when we planted this spinach? You know the cool thing about the spinach, Bubby?
What?
When we cut it, it just keeps growing back. We just have spinach and spinach and spinach. Here's your bucket. Here, why don't you come get some of these bigger leaves?
Look.
Good job. We've about got a basket full.
What about we get another one?
Another basket? That's probably enough for tonight.
And what else are we going to pick?
Let's get a little more spinach here. There we go. We might have to get you some professional spinach cutting scissors. How about that?
Sorry, Daddy, I cut some of the root.
It's okay.
Look.
It'll be okay. We'll leave that one right here. All right.
That one.
Good job.
Dad, look how much I got. This is how much I got.
These are beets. I don't think they're quite ready. You want to check?
Yeah.
Let's pull. See? They're still tiny. We might could pickle some.
Yeah.
They're not completely as big as they'll get yet. There's one. Hey, get that one. That was a little bigger.
Yeah.
Those might be good.
Yeah.
Let's take those inside too. Did you know we can eat these too?
Yeah.
Can try a piece? Really good.
I'm going to let Titus eat one.
Oh, you gonna let Titus eat it? Okay. All right, well, we got supper for tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for all of our great garden videos to come. We'll see you next time.
Oh, farewell. By the beauty of your life,